There goes the L4 again. Adrian, if you would just tell us a little bit about yourself, and Mr. Leahy, we'll start with the first question.
Sure. So my name is Adrian. I'm a senior counseling and human services major. I have a concentration in human development and minors in Italian and theology.
Wait, let's hear that. Italian?
Italian and theology, yes. I'm from Long Island, New York. I am an RA on campus, very involved in campus ministries and other various service events that, the university offers. So yeah, I've definitely taken advantage of a lot of the opportunities that Scranton gives the students over the years.
Good.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not bad. Italian and theology.
Yes.
Nice. So you can read some of the early printed books, the early 15th century books that they have in the library.
I haven't tried it out yet. Again, if
I collect them. So,
Really?
Yeah. That's one of the areas that I collect in. If I had to do it over again, I'd go back and major in more languages and probably fine arts.
Definitely.
With some theology in it. Of course, back then almost all of us had theology and philosophy minors because we had to take so many courses.
Right.
How many theology credits would you graduate with?
18.
18.
Yes.
Okay, good. Good.
And how about
And-
Italian?
Same with Italian. 18. Yes.
So what happens next year
Next year.
when you finish?
So I actually am most likely going to be committing later today, but I applied to the Jesuit Volunteer Corps to do a year of service.
That's fascinating. Oh, bueno.
And I was placed in Atlanta, Georgia, working as a refugee resettlement specialist because working as an advocate for immigration and refugee services is something that's really a passion of mine. So hopefully later on today I have a phone call to make and then I'll be in Atlanta, Georgia for the next year.
Fabulous.
Do you have a choice geographically of where you could go?
So the way that it works is that I submit my application and my list of preferences based on the type of service I would be doing rather than the location itself. So the other locations I was given were Phoenix, Arizona and Cleveland, Ohio. And in Phoenix I would have been helping people who are homeless find employment, and in Cleveland I would have been working with adults and children with cerebral palsy and other disabilities. But when I was given the choice to work with immigration, that's where I wanted to go, like I said, regardless of the physical location. So they're both international and domestic sites, but I wanted to stay domestic.
You did? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of service learning have you done here?
I've done a lot of service learning. So like I said, I'm a counseling major, and I like it because you can't finish a course until you have a certain amount of service learning completed. So all the way back to my freshman year, I had 10 hours for a certain class that I had to finish by the end of the semester, 20 hours. So now over the past 4 years, I've completed 80 hours. And the other thing with counseling is that we have required internships. So I've done 350 hours of internship. And some of the service learning hours that I've done for my courses have been at, the St. Francis Soup Kitchen. I've done it with Lackawanna Heritage Valley, working family fun day events. I've done it with NeighborWorks, painting houses. And then my internship experiences were the most fundamental service experiences for me. I did 150 hours in hospice last fall, and then I did 200 hours last semester actually in drug and alcohol treatment. Yeah.
Did you sleep or eat?
A little bit, not as much as I should have. Yes.
That's
so,
impressive.
Did all of that experience what made you want to reach out to the Jesuit Volunteer Corps?
Yeah, so I knew that where my heart was that I wanted to do a year of service after graduation. I just wasn't sure in what way. But after having the internship experiences that I did, I was able to get more of a gauge of, what I enjoyed versus what I didn't enjoy. Like, after completing all of that time, I know that I loved hospice, and not many people say that. However, I didn't enjoy doing drug and alcohol treatment as much as other people may have. So after knowing what it's like to be in these settings and volunteer for an unpaid position, but still being able to enjoy your time, I knew that whether it was for one semester or now for 1 year, I can still do something like that, and that's really where my heart is, so.
What service learning was the most intellectually challenging?
Do you mean in regards to the internship experiences or just the other service hours?
All aspects of it.
All aspects of it. I would definitely have to say the hospice. Like I said, I really did enjoy it, but that's an experience that I don't think all people would walk away from with the same attitude that I have.
It was meaningful.
It was very
Difficult,
meaningful, and it's obviously a very emotionally tolling experience, but at the same time, there are just so many different dynamics that come into play. I'm there, providing emotional support, spiritual support, helping these individuals explore their own values and beliefs at the end of their life. So that in turn made me reflect on those aspects of my own life. So it was just a very interesting dynamic to look at where I'm at now and kind of compare that to where people are at, that are 80 years older than I am, 60 years older than I am. So.
How about your faculty? Did they support you through the 4 years?
Oh yeah, definitely. I came in as an exercise science major my first semester of freshman year. I knew I wanted to go into the helping professions, but I wasn't sure in what way, so I was like, physical therapy. That's a very obvious way to help people. But after my first semester, I realized I didn't need to help people physically to still be in the helping professions. And when I found counseling, I said, I'm a very relational person. I can talk to people. I found myself being able to help people more in that way than I would have been able to, physical therapy, occupational therapy. So going through that major change, my professors were nothing but supportive, but then coming into the major, having to figure out, what do I really want from this? What type of service do I want to do? What type of internship experiences do I want to really solidify that this is right for me? Mm-hmm. They really just followed me along the entire way, and I have particular moments in my head of professors, conversations that I had with professors, and certain lessons we learned in class that really got me to where I am today. And I've made it a point to let them know that they really are the reasons why I chose what I did.
She's amazing. What's your favorite part of Italy?
Oh my goodness, Rome. That's actually, I spent a semester there, my spring semester of sophomore year. Yes.
I'm still doing the math on the hours.
At one of the universities in Rome?
I'm sorry?
At one of the universities?
So I went to Loyola University of Chicago, their campus in Rome.
Gotcha, it's beautiful.
Yes. And both of my parents are actually immigrants from Italy, so that's kind of what ties together. My father's from Sicily and my mother's from Milan.
So you spoke Italian before you got here?
I spoke Italian conversationally, but then after I spent my semester abroad, I came back and decided that I wanted to minor in it, so now I can actually understand the context of the conversations that I have, so yes.
What do you want to do when you're up to with everything you're doing now? What would be the perfect job you'd like to do?
So I'm actually in the accelerated program this year for clinical mental health counseling. So I'm taking graduate classes as a senior, so I know I want to go on to get my master's in clinical mental health counseling. But I think the way that my passion for immigration has really become evident the past few years, it would be ideal for me to become a counselor for study abroad students, immigrants, refugees, and really validate their experiences. And that would be the most fundamental way that I can tie together those two passions of mine. So,
I'm in awe. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
very much. Thank you.
Still doing the math.
Wow, I'm very envious that you have all of it, and good luck with the Jesuit
Thank you
volunteer
very much.
corps.
I appreciate it.
That's fabulous.
Thank you.